So, somewhat of a quick video today. Before we start, I just want to give full shout out to PyGod for translating this whole thing, and not only translating it, but writing the text in English on all the scans as if it was an official translation. I really appreciate it, and PyGod is a credible translator, so let's get into this. If the full chapter, once it's released, has anything saucy that this does not hold, I will be sure to talk about it when that comes out. We do know that, Goku versus Toppo will probably be more explored upon in the full manga. Anyway, in the last chapter, we had Beerus finesse all the gods of destruction, and we all thought that Beerus was by far the most powerful god of destruction, uncontested, with Quitela and Vermod possibly, just joking around while the gods of destruction got finessed. And it kind of seems like we were right, so let's go into the details. So the leaks generally start off with Ronald McDonald casually finessing all the gods of destruction with some Hisoka level card tricks, in which many of the gods of destruction block while grimacing. Liquor confidently begins to barrage Belmod, and Helles tries to shoot him in the face while he's not paying attention with an arrow, basically tries to kill him. For me, this somewhat confirms that Liquor is above Hades simply due to the fact that he could block it while completely off guard, and was completely unintimidated by Belmod's energy card trick that was just barraging all the gods of destruction, and they all had to block it. Rumshi, the Universe 10 god of destruction, then begins tooting as loud as he can toot, and it has an interesting hacks effect. His yell is so loud that the sheer vibrations his voice has knocks out all the Kaioshin level beings in the room. As a reminder, the Kaioshin are completely confident in their ability to slap Namek Saga Frieza, and are even stated above Super Namekian Piccolo during the Android Buu arc in the Daizenshu. Frieza himself being a being that could easily smack away planets with enough power to obliterate them in seconds, to the point it would require almost star levels of force at less than 1% his final form's power. So basically casual beyond star level shout, if not far more, since it's sort of paralyzing everyone else in the room as well. Now imagine numerous people way above Frieza all getting knocked out just by a yell. The yell even stuns Goku and numerous gods of destruction while he rampages through them, basically like Broly in the Broly movie. It should be noted that angels are completely unaffected by this, they don't even feel it at all. Also in the background, Champa fights Fish Face, and they seem to be doing somewhat evenly against each other. In fact, all of the gods seem to be doing pretty well against each other. This actually implies there's not really any massive power gap between them, at least not suggested yet. In my personal opinion, it seems like all the gods of destruction seem to be relative to each other. Even Seadra, everyone was kind of looking down on him oh yeah, Seadra's fodder, but it's Seadra's kind of more of a contestant than people give him credit for, although some of the gods of destruction do have a power gap, and I'll go into that. Goku also comments that despite the battle being somewhat unfocused and aimless and somewhat random, and maybe hazardous, they are extremely skilled for what it's worth. The kings of everything disagree and say it's confusing and boring because they don't really know what's going on. Interesting though, we finally get a pseudo conclusion to the Tom and Jerry debates, who is stronger, and it seems they are roughly equal, both being confident in their ability to shut the other up in the end. Quitela being slightly more confident, but at the same time he's still sweating and has the shit kicked out of him. Grand Priest then stops Beerus and Quitela with a single finger. You thought Jiren stopping God Goku was impressive. Here's Grand Priest stopping two far superior beings with an even lesser gesture. And just like I was arguing before in my last video, Vermod was obviously toying around the entire time. He's completely unscratched by the end of it and was obviously toying around and playing dead. The real question at this point is whether or not Vermod is stronger than Beerus and Quitela, which I have to somewhat disagree with. Quitela and everyone else seems focused on Beerus, and Quitela even says a match between them might decide who's the strongest or stronger god of destruction. And although it's subjective to say this, I still believe Vermod is weaker until more evidence is given. We do have to remember Beerus did finesse all the other gods of destruction without much effort as well, so not only Vermod was really suppressed or having an easy time, with only Vermod and Quitela being confirmed of holding back. It should be noted Toyotaro is sort of a fanboy for his own precious, Ronald. So it wouldn't shock me if Vermod did somehow become the strongest in the end, and they used the fact that Vermod's the strongest god of destruction to kind of hype up Jiren if Jiren's confirmed to be stronger. The Zenos then say the tournament was so boring that they want to cancel and just kill everyone, in which the Grand Prix actually is shocked. Goku then fights Toppo in these scans. Now, it does seem like Goku is condensing his Super Saiyan Blue energy into his fist, so it could be implied that he's using his Master Super Saiyan form, and by the end of it, Goku is getting knocked out of the ring so hard, he reverts to base form. So this could actually imply that Toppo in the manga is even stronger than Merged Zamasu, which is absolutely insane, and he's also stronger than Mastered Blue Goku. And this Goku should have more experience with the mastery as well, which is even more insane. Now, we don't know the exact outcome of the fight, because obviously all the scans haven't been out yet, but this is pretty insane regardless. So anyways, I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time.